and I am an artist here at Archway Gallery. My medium is oil painting, but I also do ink, and I love it as well. Here are some examples of my ink works, and these girls are asking me about how my personality gets into my paintings. Well, I have a theory. No artist can hide behind their work. We need to just go out and show. We cannot do else. We just can't do what we are. So it will show if we are happy or if we are angry or whatever is happening to us. It will show in our art, which is a very interesting thing, I guess, from art. Thank you.
I like to mix digital elements into the ancient art form of encaustic painting. My creative process, I'm still relatively a newbie in art creation, so I'm harkening a lot back to my youth, college days. Used to play with the spirograph a lot, so I'm kind of getting revenge against all my failed spirographs with the ink running out or jumping off the track. So I like a lot of concise lines. I use a lot of image transfers in my work, so that's part of the aspect of mixing in digital elements. So either through manipulating Photoshop photos or graphics, vector graphics.
Hi, my name is John Slavey. I've been an oil painter here at Archway Gallery for over 20 years. This is an example of one of my works. It's a figure piece that I just completed. I've been in here a long time, 20 years, and as an artist, I think it's been an invaluable experience for me. I can't think of a better place to be where I can show my work, have complete artistic freedom in what I paint and what I display, and have my work up all year round, all the time, and have the ability to have my own show every 2 to 3 years in a very large space. Be the featured artist. Well, in 20 years my work has changed somewhat. In general, I would say I'm still working in oils like I was 20 years ago. I still do a variety of different kinds of work, figure work, landscapes, still lifes. But in terms of evolution, I would say that my work is, I'd like to think that my work has progressed a great deal. My skills have improved from practice and working in my studio every week.
Hello, I'm Larry Garmazy. I'm one of the photographers at Archway Gallery. And I've been two things basically in my life. I've been a photographer, but for 40 years of my life I've been a geologist. So to me, the two have actually come together. When I look at it, I'm a landscape photographer, as you can see here. My landscapes go from the scale of an inch to hundreds of miles. And when I look at a landscape, I see more than what's just the image in front of me. I see history, I see patterns, I see how the landscape formed, I see the elements of wind, rain, sun, snow and ice, and how they've molded that landscape to make it what it is. And that's what I try to bring across in my art. So my photographs, they may start out as photographs, but as you can see, people often confuse them with watercolors. That's because I use a lot of digital brushing and filtering to take out elements and to enhance the elements I want to look at.
Hi, I'm Christy Coker. I'm one of the Archway Gallery artists. I use acrylic on canvas as well as acrylic on paper. And basically my work has evolved from a more smooth surface to a more textured surface.
My name is Paula Haymond. I'm a wood sculptor. I make a variety of wood sculpture pieces. Most of them start out as wood turnings, and then I cut the pieces apart and reassemble them. So I love to texture the outside of the pieces, and I do a lot of inlay. So this is inlaid with fine silver, which is 99% pure silver, and freshwater cultured pearls, as well as polish shells from New Zealand.
So on canvas, I do abstract and then also abstract landscapes.
design, I like bold colors, I'm very organized, so I think that comes out in my artwork. I paint from my imagination, so I look at the canvas, start to paint, and the canvas sort of tells me what to do.
Setting. I do watercolors and pen and ink, and as a diversion, these are my prints from scratch foam printmaking as part of the exhibit we have here now. I love figures, and there are usually figures in most of my artwork. My watercolors, pen and ink, and I also teach contour drawing workshops. I've been with the gallery over 20 years. I started in art even in college. I did part-time jobs. I have a degree in art. I have done various kinds of art. I mean, we're talking decades. And all over the country, I've done freelance. Again, it's always been pen and ink. I also do calligraphy. I've done Chinese calligraphy. And I think all of this puts together the fact that I love lines. L-I-N-E-S, I love. And you can see even in the print, I've worked with lines of very not knowledgeable. I can see lines and everything.
I'm a backdoor artist and non-association with Orco Society. I joined Archway in 1993 as curator. And my medium is watercolor. I just love the feel of watercolor. And I've done some experimenting with it, more traditional painting, but I love the wet internet approach to watercolor. I haven't tried any other.
My name is Thomas Urban, and I do wood turning. I did furniture for a long time, and then kind of evolved into wood turning. And I do a lot of boxes and hollow forms. Hollow forms have off-center turn legs, and the boxes are more patterned after fruit and vegetables, acorns and eggplants and items like that.
My name is Andrea Wilkinson. I am a sculptor. Most of my work I do in clay to be cast in bronze. That's what these are. I also do paper mache animals. I generally do animals. Occasionally I throw a person in there, but mostly I'm an animal artist. And that's where I get my inspiration. It's from the animals themselves. I like to watch them, I like to photograph them. Go to the zoo, watch them moving, and I try very hard not to create just a replica of the animal, but to breathe a little life into it, a little personality, look in the eye, something that people can find a connection to, an emotional connection, because they are emotional beings just like us.
That's great. I'm Harold Joyner, and currently I paint landscapes primarily in oil, or I guess I should say I paint primarily landscapes in oil. From time to time I stop that and paint abstracts in oil. I can say over the years my art has become more focused on realism, because I started purely as an abstract painter, strictly as an abstract painter. And then at some point, I noticed that, and it was pointed out to me that all of my abstracts were in fact landscapes. That was the orientation they had, and that was the kind of imagery that people saw. And so I had the idea that I wanted to learn how to paint a real landscape. And so I went back to the art league and took some classes and teaching. And that's what I've been doing sometimes I also just want to paint out of the other side of my brain. And I end up with abstracts. Usually that's what I do.
Hello, I'm Donna E. Perkins, and these are some of my works. Sometimes I do very colorful works, but these are not. These are all black and white. All these are acrylic, and this is a printmaking technique where I'm using acrylic paint and a lot of metallics. These are acrylic too that are really built up on the surface, very, very deep crevices built up. I do sometimes do oil paint. Sorry. And I do paint in acrylics and oils, but I also, in the last few years, I've been doing collagen, not really collages, it's a new system in which I add a lot of paper to the painting, and that allows me to the image. It's almost like, I wouldn't call it 3D, but it's almost 3D. These are just pure paint. I don't have any collages on
Yeah, G. Hester, I'm the glass person here at Archway Gallery. I use glass. This glass is a combination of 2 layers of glass. The bottom layer is clear. I cut the colored glass into shapes I want, put it on top, use it together at 1500 degrees. It all melts into one flat piece of glass. The next day, I put it on top of a stainless steel form, heated up at 1300 degrees, and by heat, gravity, it bends into that shape.
My name is Veronica Dyer. This is my work. I started working with recycled materials from 2 years ago. I use acrylics, graphite, some crayons, and anything. When I am working, I can use any different things in each canvas. Normally, I start to working with no idea